So don't tell anybody this, but you are getting ready to watch about a 40-minute review from a catalog on knives. Don't share that with a lot of people, right? Because if you're not a knife person, they don't get it. They're like, what? What? You watched a 40-minute video on knives from a single manufacturer, Benchmade? They look at us and they just throw their hands up in the air and go, I don't get you guys. Well, carry a Benchmade and then you just might, says me, because they make some fabulous blades. I've said in the years past here in the knife show and the Nutnfancy project that it took me personally a while to warm up to Benchmade because they are usually expensive, the ones I like, and it's a lot of money, and I have options for that same quantity of dough. But started carrying that one, the Osborne Axis. Oh, one of the all-time best EDC knives. Maybe we'll see it again here. We got a lot of ground to cover. Man, do we have a lot of ground to cover. This would actually be best done around a campfire in the summertime or camping in the fall. So we're just hanging out. All the chores are done. We talk blades. We thumb through the catalog. That would be a great time. But you can't do it, so this is going to serve in proxy with that. You and I are going to hang out, talk about Benchmade. By the way, these have been some of my all-time most popular knife videos I've posted over the years. I don't know why. I should do more of them. I don't know why. But, well, actually I do. They do take some work. I mean, because I'm going to give some opinions on knives, and that's what you're dialing into the show for, right? And we will cover a lot of ground, but it's initial opinions. So I may get the blade in hand, like I said before, and I go, well, I was completely wrong on this knife. You know, from paper, you can only judge so much. I have been doing this a long enough time where I can judge pretty accurately now because this model is similar to that model. I know the steels, I know the construction, I know the weight, the balance, the feel. I can get pretty accurate with a preliminary rating. I think I'll attempt to rate it from 1 to 5 stars. Don't hold me to it. In years past, I've done catalog reviews and I rate a knife low, like I don't like it. You would think the end of the world just arrived. Yeah, it's like the whole industry will rise and fall on a TNP review. Seriously, guys get super excited when I rate it bad, but I'm just true to myself. I'm true to my integrity. So, you know, if you don't like it, I don't care. You know, seriously, if you're a viewer, just found me through Google, you're a manufacturer, you work for Benchmade. Truth stands the test of time. That's what I do here. Okay, you see the different classes. You should be familiar with these. Gold class is fancy dancy. Most of the knives I like, I believe, are in blue class. Black class is military, police, and then you have the hunt line, of course. They do have a very nice catalog. Most of the major manufacturers do. And here we come to the 490 Amicus. I have a box around that because I would like to review it. It's going to be an Axis Flipper S90V. The weight looks pretty excellent at 2.9 ounces. Whoa. So that is very similar to some other Benchmade designs we've seen. I can tell you right now there's no jimping. It might have a penis clip on the other side. I'm not sure. Hate it when they put that on. You'll see it in the catalog here. If it has just a regular clip like the Osborne Axis, I'd really like that. Deep carry would be even better. For whatever reason, Benchmade, they just don't do a lot of deep carry knives. Barrage, I reviewed that years ago. Mini Barrage, there's several versions right there, so I won't spend too much time on knives that I've talked about already. I have this folded over because I wouldn't mind reviewing this. This is an S30. Oh, I didn't rate that, by the way, in stars. I'll give that no jimping. The beautiful Axis flipper design. Drop point 70-75. MSRP's though, dang, that's high. 250. For price, I'll give it 3.5 stars. Next up, how many zeros are in there? 1, 2, 3. The bali. We'll just call it the bali. That looks a little bit heavier. Where's your weight? I always go there. 4.3 ounces, if I'm to believe the catalog on the volley. The 100001. Why don't you just do like 1 and then 0 to the third or fourth power, then put a 1 after that. It's like zeros to infinity. Great steel. I love S30V. Stainless steel liners. I wonder if they are milled out. Probably not. It's got a penis clip on it, I can tell you that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's that really phallic looking clip that for whatever reason Benchmade just will not move away from. Has milled, I think that's G10, at least it looks like G10 scales. Yeah, it is. This is one of those knives I think I will like a lot when I get it, or when I see it in person. I'll give it 3 stars initially. So there you go. The Bali. It's a cool knife. What's the price on that, by the way? It's going to MSRP at $175. Maybe it streets around $140. I think I said 3 stars. Emissary. Oh, I love these knives. I've reviewed these. They are fabulous. They're so super light. I mean, look at the weight. I'm looking at the 470, the mini. So it's only 2.2 ounces. It's one of the all-time best EDC blades. And it has a decent clip on it. Go watch my review. I love this blue anodized handle on it. Drop point classic. 6061. Oh, they're using both aluminums. So they're using a 6000 and 7000 series. They're expensive though. MSRP in just over 200. I'm still going to give it 4 stars though. I just love it. That will take us to the 665 APB Assist. This is a new knife to me. The first ambidextrous assisted push button ever, brings versatility and innovation to a new level, says Benchmade. Drop point 154 cm, and that's not a powdered metallurgy 154. Still a good steel. I guess they're still sticking with that 154 in a lot of their blades. Weight is a portly 5.5 ounces. I bet you I look inside there and the stainless steel liners have very little milling in them. I love the blue and black G10. That's a great clip right there. See? Progress. Yay, Benchmade. Progress. These days, though, and I've done this too, guys who get a knife and they don't like it, just put on their own clip. You know, what am I wearing right now? I just have a Spidey and it has a stock clip on it, but I've had some other clips that I've put on. You got to match them up, and it's a little project. I'll give that, because of the weight, 2.5 stars, maybe 2 stars. It's just the way it is. How about the 698 Foray Blue Class Benchmade? Have a little box next to it. Maybe you will see it in person in a review. It says the Foray offers gent styling and a larger overall profile, translating to improved handling and all-around utility. Look at all this free publicity I'm giving Benchmade. You're welcome, Benchmade. No charge. That's a great knife. Looking at it, I mean, I just like the shape of it. I like its looks. I like the loop over pocket clip. You know I love me some axis lock. Love it. 3.6 ounces. MSRP at $2.25. It's expensive. Well, it's blue class. Made in the U.S. You want U.S., this is what you pay for. I'm going to give that initially no jimping. Of course, I really love the false swedge on top. I like the pivot milling right here. Radius handle. I'll give it initially 4 stars. What? I just like it. If it was in like a bright blue G10, I would like it better. And again, this is subject to change. Then we go to the 761 titanium monolock. The mini is the 765. That's what these look like. M390 Super Steel. M390. There's lots of data on all these steels. You can look it up. When I started the knife show back in earnest in 2008, there was some information, but not like it is now. I mean, it is rampant. There are millions of knife fans. A lot of them got their beginning here watching the knife show, as we talked about, in a broadest sense, sport category knives. That is tactical blades. You might include hunting blades in it. And it has just escalated exponentially. The market has taken off. 4.4 ounces for the big one, 3.2 for the little one. I like that knife. It does not break, however, any new ground. It's kind of a very similar knife to what we've seen before. And in fact, just looking at this one, the large 761 Thai monolock, it looks very Sebenza-ish. Which, by the way, is a good thing because Sebenzas are amazing. My only criticism on them is they're just expensive. And you can see their price is going up there where the Sebenza is. So $390. Whew. It's a lot, dude. Because of the price, I'll give it 2 stars. That's an expensive blade. Nakamura 484 and 44-1. At first glance, I'm looking at these, I'm like, I don't know. I don't like the finger grooves here. I don't like the milling. I don't like the shape of the blade. I know the blade is super functional. I'm not even going to look at the weight. I haven't looked at it yet, but I say 4 ounces. Nope, I'm off. 3.5, 3.28. With a CF handle, that's going to be super lightweight. But dang, are they expensive. The CF one, carbon fiber one, is $315 MSRP. I'll give it 2 stars. 485 Valet. We've seen that style before. The steel on that is $390. I'll give it 2 stars for price. Sorry, it's just expensive, man. For that size, there's so many other blades that move into position. Some of these I'm not going to cover because I'm just not super interested in. 482 Megumi. We'll be here all day too. 5 stars. 5 stars. This whole series. 5 stars. That's Osborne Axis, the one I talked about earlier. Now they do make the plain edge green as you're seeing here. The steels have been upgraded. The versions I have are in 154. Now they're doing S90 and S30. You're going to pay for the steel. I mean, if you get an upgraded steel, it ain't free. 6061 aluminum handle, and then you have the CF version. I ran into a TNPr who was EDC in this blade, and I gave him a high five, and he raved about it. He did watch my review, bought several Osborne Axes off of it. This was one of them. Everyone always wants to buy my, limited edition red one with a polished blade. Just a beautiful knife. And the weight is just insane. I mean, it's 2.4 ounces. Insane in a good way. These are one of those knives that they're expensive, but it's almost like an automatic blade, the 940, because when you flip it out, the spring tension on the axis lock almost accelerates the deployment. A lot of these knives are that way. I just really, really love the axis lock. It's awesome. So 5 stars. We've talked about that a lot. The Pardue. Sad news is I had one of these. I bought it. I was going to review it. I don't think I ever got around to it, and I think we ended up selling it. What? You should have reviewed it. Okay, I'll review it now, kind of. The 530 Pardue. It's super slim. I do remember that. It did stick out of the pocket a little bit too much. It weighs nothing. It's 2 ounces. The main reason I didn't really care for it is I don't like a stiletto style blade for EDC, because when I'm cutting, doing utility tasks, I'm not stabbing, I'm slicing, I'm prepping food, I'm opening packages, although this would be a great package opener. And then I don't have an extended flat portion for a consistent angle sharpener like Edge Pro Apex. So I love this handle, by the way. That's cool. I love that gray and black handle. It's a good knife. It really is. Super lightweight. I have ran into a couple of you guys that EDC this and you just rave about it. It's still in the 154 steel. And I wonder if this is how it goes. Because they haven't upgraded the steel, I wonder if this is selling a lot. Usually a company will upgrade a steel in a very popular line like they've done with the 940. And they have upgraded this one. This is still wearing the old steel. 2 stars. Oh, the 710 McHenry Williams. I did have that. We've sold all ours off. It was a cast member in the Nutnfancy project. Congratulations to the TNPr who bought my Duracoated one. There's only one of those in the world. Beautiful knife. I think mine was in 154. Now it's in D2. Non-CPM D2. And that's a great knife. It's not super lightweight. So I'm less enthusiastic about the 710 than I used to be when I first started the knife show, because other knives have come in at a much lighter weight. Therefore, I'm going to give it 3 stars. 707 sequel. Woo! Did I review that? I think I might have. Super quick. 154. 2.6 ounces. This is a great EDC knife. It MSRP's at around 165, so what it's street at, like a 120. That's really good value for a blue class, and because it's so lightweight and trim, I'll give it 4 stars. Great EDC blade. 757 Vicar. Thick titanium liners and CPM S30V blade steel provide top tier performance. Mechanism, .090 thick titanium liner lock. I have no doubt this is a cool knife, but I also have no doubt it's pretty heavy, and let's check the weight. 6.5 ounces. I just wouldn't carry it. And from what I've seen in my gear checks, neither will you, or any knife like it. I don't see anybody carrying heavy knives in all my gear checks through the years. Previously covered, it's going to be expensive. $315 for the largest one. That's MSRP. I'm trying to think of my rating. I really like the presentation of it, though. If I rate it for the entire knife world, I'd give it three stars. If I rate it just for me, probably 1.5 stars. There you go. Bushcrafter, covered previously. I think at a trade show we talked about it. Tabletop review, I think, at the booth. S30V. There's a lot of different variations on the bushcrafting theme that are out there. This is theirs. S30V. And I wonder how many guys really get out and do it, though. You know, really hardcore bushcraft. You won't see me doing it. Have a traditional, I was going to say thief, sheath. Of course, I like the plastic one, but, you know, traditional. Although that's a, you know, kind of a modern steel. I think some bushcrafters really prefer the carbon steels and don't want any stainless, you know, capability or characteristic in their blade for sharpenability. You know, no chromium, thank you very much. They'll take the staining, no big deal. I'm not a big bushcraft blade design, you know, the Scandi grind. It's okay. For what it is, and it's pretty light, 7.7 ounces, I'll give it 3 stars. Guy's got some mud in his fingernails. Hey Marty, pack some mud in your fingernails for the photograph. Roger that. 928. I don't know if that's Marty or not. I'm just kidding around. 928 Proxy. Initially, I'm just going to give it 4 stars, even though it has a penis clip on it. I love the looks of it. I like the blade shape. It's expensive, around $300 MSRP. It's 4.9 ounces, but I like how they went with a pure titanium side on this. Let me make sure I'm telling you right. Yep. Combines G10 and titanium for a highly modern look. Mono flipper. CPM 20 CV premium steel. Oh, I'm sorry. That's G10. I was thinking that's aluminum. And then that's titanium. I still love it, though. It's just a cool knife. I like it. So I'll say 3.5 to 4 stars on the 928 Proxy. It's just cool. Oh, I've reviewed this, dude. The 300 Axis Flipper 300. What did I say about it, Knife Nation? Do you guys remember? Too heavy. You're correct. So I already covered that one. Griptilian. I covered all those. Circa 2008. Still great knives. Still great knives. I'm really surprised that I haven't seen more grips come out during gear checks because it's such a beautiful choice for EDC. It has no sharp lines to it. It's rounded. It has a non-phallic clip on it. It's axis lock. Has a variety of great steels. Remember what I said about on a popular line, they're going to upgrade the steels if it's selling consistently? Here we go. CPM 20 upgraded from 154. Because the line is selling. I love the colors, and in 2008 I showed you a lot of colors. I have a blue, I have a yellow, I don't have a red, I have a FDE grip. I think they're mini grips, which I think the mini grip is such a great option for carry. This one right here, the Pardue with the hole, this kind of Spidey hole, zip tie that and it'll auto deploy, which I'm a huge fan of. From the pocket I'm talking about. Here, Jungle Bolo, I'm not covering that. 746 Mini Onslaught. I know I reviewed the Big Brother, the Onslaught, which was a cool knife, super heavy knife, but kind of a combat tactical blade. And now here's the shrunk version, the 746. The steel, not upgraded, still 154, but in the philosophy of use makes total sense. We talked about the clip in the review. I wasn't super excited about it. Came out fast, had a really nice solid thwack on deployment. It's 3.9 ounces from the catalog at least, and it's going to MSRP around 170 for the plain edge, and it'll street for much less than that, so I'll give it 3 stars. You won't see me carrying one, but it's still a cool knife. 890 Torrent, previously reviewed. Still like the Torrent. Now there's a loop over carry clip, but it's tipped down, which is okay. I mean, I can deal with it. I just like it. Bali songs, 62, 63, 67. Yeah, just not into balis, dudes. What? YouTube's really into balis, so you gotta be into them too, Nuttin. No, I'm not. They're just not practical. Not for me. Not when I can bring, you know, freaking a knife out of the pocket that quick. You know, I don't have to dick around it and do all this fancy flipping around. Oh man, I'm so fast with my bali. I have no doubts. No doubts. It's just dexterity. I don't know. And then the looks, the presentation. I just not into them, man. You know, I think I did the Paradox by Cold Steel. That it's a bali looking knife. I know bali fans love these. They love them. And to represent the knife world, I'll rank them 4. Just from what I know people saying about them. They're not cheap. This one's $255, which for a US produced bali is not bad. The Morpho and Mini Morpho. These ones are going to MSRP at $350-ish. D2 in both of them. Hunt line. Wood handles, you know, there's some wood handles I will really like. This is a 15060 Grizzly Creek. This is a new knife. I love the blade shape. Looks like it's a lockback. Nice. S30V, stabilized wood, tip up. I like that. Benchmade should really show the clip. I mean, they're showing one presentation, but show variety of angles so your customers can know what's going on. There's an attempt at jimping. I can pretty much guarantee it's not going to work. The old Lone Wolf knives, which Benchmade acquired and the line is dead now, I really loved their wood. And if you go and watch my reviews circa 2008, I showed you some really beautiful Lone Wolf ones. TNPrs are not generally, my audience members are not generally interested in hunting blades. I've done hunting knife reviews and they flop. No one likes the hunting knives. I do. I think they're still cool, not just for hunting, but for all types of POUs. Saddle Mountain Skinner, Mountain Hunter, Canyon Hunter, Steep Country. That's a cool knife. It kind of reminds me of the Kershaw, what is that one? Grizzly Hunter, something like that. Antelope Hunter, Grizzly Hunter, Cleaver. Now this is an interesting knife right here. The 15080 Crooked River. Even though it's in their hunting lineup, look at the looks on it. It's going to be heavier because it has stainless steel bolsters right here. That always adds weight, but I love the contrasting orange anodized ring right there and the back spacer. Very cool. Phallic clip. What kind of wood are they using? I'm thinking if you're going to put wood on there, you should tell your customers what it is. They're just saying contoured, stabilized wood, but tell us what kind it is, you know, because we like to know it. And there's attraction in it. This, in a lot of people's minds, would be a second cool knife that maybe they're not going to EDC it or even hunt with it, even less, but they like the looks of it and they, you know, want to just collect it, and it gives them enjoyment that way. Weight is, again, a little bit heavier because all this metal right here. 5.4 ounces, 210. I'll give that, I'll give it 2.5 stars, you know, maybe 3. I just like the looks of it. 15031 North Fork, 2 stars. Big Summit Lake, and that's 150151 Small Summit. That Small Summit, I can't really tell if it has a clip. Yeah, tip up pocket clip. I'm going to give this 3 stars, the little one, as an EDC knife. I think it's good looking. Good looking. Black Class. Infidel. 4 stars. Reviewed. Love the Infidel series. Love them. They're just fast. I like the clip bladed version. They're showing you the double edged version. The stiletto style one. It's cool. They're expensive. I mean, the MSRP around $475, streeting for less. Auto knife legalities apply. There's a lot of great auto blades I reviewed at this point. 3320 Pagan and the pagan single edge. I guess that's for certain jurisdictions. Same incredible mechanism as an infidel with smooth handles and a chisel ground blade. Oh, 1 star. I hate chisel grinding. I just hate it. So it's flat on one side and then just scoops down. I just don't like it. 1 star for that. Sorry, it's just the way it is. 6800 auto APB. Looks heavy. Let me see. Yep, 6.3 ounces. 1 star. And the 5400 serum. Talking about the dual action axis mechanism, how you deploy it. MSRP at 260-ish. 4.6 ounces. I'll give it 1.5. Now, I'm saying this because it just doesn't, one, I don't like the partially serrated, but it's available in non-serrated, of course. But I'm looking at it, and you might think my ratings might be arbitrary, and I'm just kind of going off the cuff. That's not true. I'm looking at it, and I've done so many knife reviews, I can tell what I will like and what I won't like about the blade. Again, it's just preliminary. I could be wrong. One, I can tell it's going to be a thick blade. Handle thickness is 0.6 inches. It looks kind of a thick blade. It's not under 4 ounces. It's 4.7. It might have. It's not a deep carry pocket clip, and then it's angled as it comes out of the pocket. That's where I'm at with it. 808 Loco. I'm just not interested. Sorry. 275 Adamus. Is that how you say that? D2. That's a cool knife, and it's going to really connect with people who like heavy duty knives and they like it. To represent them, I'd give them 3 stars. I know my audience would love this. For me, about 1.5, and it's probably going to be heavy. Yep, 7.7 ounces. It's okay. I reviewed some of, not the models that I've reviewed of their push daggers and their rescue cutters years ago have been discontinued. This is their new one, the 175 CBK. Looking at this right now, this may surprise you. I will give it 4 stars. It's not going to weigh anything. 440C, they don't need a premium steel on it. And sure enough, the weight is nothing. 2.3 ounces with a MOLLE capable sheath. There's the fixed version of that. So there's a folding version, fixed version. I'm really picky with my fixed blades now. They have to be light. I know. I've always said that. And a smaller knife has to be along the lines of, well, here, I have a couple KRVs coming up like this. I mean, I've got a Mora. This is a Mora clipper, 840 mg. What is this? 16 bucks, if that. Yeah, it's a Scandi grind, but for the price, I'll deal with it. I mean, it's light. For what I'm going to do with it, like camp duties, food preparation, this works. Now, if we go into second cool and just, it turns us on, we like it, then this is more along the lines of what people would get. This flare down here, as it flares out, when I've been in the woods chopping, it always batters my bottom 2 fingers. Any knife, that if I'm chopping with a knife like that, I always like it to go straight. So, I don't know. 1.5 stars, maybe 2, preliminary. Auto Striker, reviewed. AFO, reviewed. And that was my unit knife in the military. So this has a NSN number, the Auto Striker, and it's long gone. I got rid of it. 5 stars. 2551. I've always called it the 2550 Mini Reflex 2. This is the same steel, surprisingly. It's 154. This is one of the best EDC knives ever produced in the world. Yeah, whether it's an auto or not, it's perfectly sized, classic blade shape. Slices good, opens packages well. In a pinch, it could serve as a defensive blade. 2.5 ounces, totally worth the money. 210 MSRP, and then it'll street for, I don't know, 180. Really cool knife. I love the 2550 series. Stimulus, I haven't seen that one. 3551. This is kind of like the Pardue, but aluminum version. 154, super light, 2.71 ounces. I'll give that 3 stars initially. Tip down carry. Maybe 2.5. 43 CLA. Love the presentation. It kind of reminds me of the Hogue. the Hogue knives, kind of, just in looks at how they did the handle. And those are good looking blades, by the way. 154 all-purpose, classy all-purpose G10 auto for any occasion, formal to tactical. I like how they say that. 3.6 ounces, so that's under 4 ounces. That's good. Where's the clip, though? You're not showing me a picture of the clip. I'm not really seeing any pictures of the jimping. I think all the photographs could probably be done better, you know, for showing us more details. Cold Steel does it really good. I think Spyderco doesn't always do it, but they usually give us more photographs. I'll give that 3 stars. It's cool. Impel, that's such a cool little knife, and it's so freaking expensive for what it is. It's a tiny, tiny little blade. This is not steel, this is aluminum. So it's 6061 T6 billet, and it's S30V, which is going to drive this price up. But dang, is this a cool knife. 1.4 ounces. I'll give the 3150 Impel for an EDC option 4 stars. Surprise you? Auto Triage. This is, I mean, the auto version of the Triage, the 915, which I reviewed and loved. By the way, this is going to be 4 stars, maybe 4.5 stars. It's a little bit heavy, over 5 ounces, but you get a rescue cutter, you get the orange handle, you get a beautiful sheep's foot blade, so versatile. You get a carbide glass breaker on the bottom right here with a loop over carry clip. My son, when he was an EMT, carried a 915 orange Triage and used it and just raved about it. And this is the auto version. Which one between these would I go for? Let's look at thickness. Handle thickness 0.58, 0.45. And that may not seem like a lot. You're like, oh, what's the difference? This is going to carry better than that in the pocket. This is going to be chunkier. It's got an auto mechanism. I'd go with the manual. The manual, I would. I have handled these and checked out the 9170 Auto Triage. It's a cool knife, but probably just a little bit too chunky. 4 stars, 3 stars is where I'll go with that. Rescue. 320 Precinct. Flipper design, 154 cm, 3.4 ounces. MSRP 140. It's a black class. It's interesting that's black class. A compact butch ball designed flipper with textured G10 and finger relief for exceptional grip. It kind of reminds me of some Kershaw designs. It looks like the G10 is high traction. It's got a loop over carry clip. The weight is 3.6. Am I reading that? 3.4. I'll give this 4 stars. 320 Precinct. That is a cool knife. The flipper, though, it looks like it's sharp and unradiused, and it might dig into your pocket as you carry it. I just don't know. 950 Rift reviewed. Go check out that review. Love the Rift. Really like the looks of it. It's such a beautiful knife. I think we've sold ours to TNPrs. Occasionally, go look at our web store, Nutnfancy, BigCartel.com. When I push blades, I put them up on there, and they go really quick. I mean, we'll put a blade up, and within like 24 hours, it's gone. Reviewed 810 Contigo. This is a larger tactical option, and in that philosophy of use, I'll give this knife, it has no jimping. Probably 4 stars, maybe 3.5 stars. It's got a carbide glass breaker. It's about 6 ounces, so it's a little bit heavier. But remember, the blade size is 4 inches. So that's stout. And it's a CPM metallurgy steel M4. Make sure you take care of it because it will rust. I talked about that in the review. There's a fixed Contigo. Not rating it. Manual Presidio. The Auto Presidio I reviewed in 2008. These are the same knives. It's kind of just like we saw with the 915. Manual, automatic version, mini version. The mini Auto Presidio, I bet you that's a wicked knife. 5500 is the the catalog number. 3-inch blade, 0.5 in thickness, 3.7 ounces. Yeah, for a mini, that's kind of heavy. I still like it though. The mini's cool. I'll give the mini 3 stars. I'll give that 2. I'll give the manual 3. Both the mini and the full on the Presidio. I reviewed these previously though. Bedlam. Reviewed that at the trade show. That's 860 manual Bedlam and the 8600 auto Bedlam. 154 cm. That Persian design influence. Sweeping blade. Oh, it's such a cool knife. This is really a knife about second cool. You know, is it really designed as a fighting knife? Absolutely. But a lot of dudes, and I'm this way too, is they will buy and collect knives that are meant for fighting, that have a martial purpose. And they never intend to put it in that role. It's just cool that it's a war tool. A war tool. And I'm that way too. So when we talk about second cool, we need to understand why dudes collect what they collect. When you're talking tactical blades, martial blades, ones that can be used for fighting, a lot of guys just find that interesting. Same with swords. Same with swords. 7.2 ounces for the big, or both those versions. So it's a big, heavy knife, but it sure is cool. And for the price, at MSRP's at $290, a lot less for street. It's good. You know, for what it is, 3.5, 4 stars. 119 Arvensis. Is that it? A big, heavy-duty tactical knife that Shane Sieber designed to be well balanced with a light hand feel. By the way, Shane's a great dude. I think I have met him, liked him, good guy. If I'm remembering right, I'm probably not. But I like this knife. 154 cm. It's a classically designed kind of outdoors and tactical blade. Not full flat grind, which I prefer. It does have a really nice plastic sheath. Good job, Shane. Good job, Benchmade. It is, let's see, 11, we'll call it 12 ounces. What's the stock, the thickness? 0.193. So it's not really a 1/4 inch thick, thank heavens, but that's still a thick knife. This is a knife you could pry with, has full thickness up here, so it's meant to be a very heavy duty blade. We have that popped out tang back there though, so I hate that. I'm going to actually bring it down to 3 for that. I remember right. I like the sheath though. I'm not the sheath, but the handle. How you have, you know, hollow rivets so you can tie it on as a spear. We did that with a buck hoodlum. Nimravus. Reviewed. Go watch that review. Cool knife. Protagonist. This is a 167, 169. 154 cm steel, super quick, a little over 4 ounces, 155, and then, yeah, 155 MSRP. 3 stars. Not covering that. Some rescue cutters, 4 stars, 4 stars, 4 stars, 4 stars. There's your demo. Talks about how a rescue cutter works. They're so lightweight, it's easy to carry. 2 stars, 2.5 stars. Benchmade pins. There's a lot of pins, tactical pins that are made. I don't know if I necessarily go with a Benchmade because I'm paying for the name, because there's a lot of no names that are really excellent. That's it. That is it. Some sheath options. Talks about the Benchmade quality. Where are we at? Oh, called it. 38 minutes, dudes. And we went through the 2016 Benchmade lineup. There are some Hall of Famers in there. There are some knives which are echoing previous designs. I would like to see from Benchmade some really original stuff come out, original materials. There are some other manufacturers that have done that, and I just haven't seen it lately. You know, just something that is so new, so different, with high-tech materials, different colorations. You know, maybe not along the same lines they've done. Spyderco's good with this. I mean, Spyderco comes out with something that's just off the wall. You're like, whoa, that is different. And Benchmade, do that. Do what you do best, the quality, and I bet you they sell. And if there's something I super like, I'll get one and review it. There you go. TNP Knife Nation, I am signing off.